washing her water leaving. What of me?
And I talk, you see that he did right. Why would they want to live inside this? You go sell for market, what?
Okay, now you want chopper. Now you want chopper. What's wrong with you?
Well, you brought this thing that I said where you they sell. Why would they do this kind of thing?
Okay, for 5 years now, I've been washing water leaving this place. Why?
Man, this thing you do is not right. This thing is not right. This thing people that eat for mouth. But that's not that thing. It's not right, madam.
Go so far.
They talk.
I'm going back on the mama. I'm going to pay mama. I'm going to go pay mama. Eh? Go back on the mama. Now you are telling me. Even as the patient is washing her water leaving. What of me?
Look at where she was washing those vegetables.
I mean, merely looking at that video, there are many theories that one can definitely come up with, and one of such that I have is probably she usually pluck the water leaf from somewhere around that area, and while coming back from such place, she just usually just branch that place, and you know, the fastest source of water that she can get, whether it is clean, whether it is healthy or not, and she just uses it to wash and then take it to the market. I mean, it's really, really sad, and it makes me remember a scenario that I was talking to you about when you showed me this video. I was passing by at the market, and there was this woman that was selling what's egusi in English? Melon, the grounded one, and she just used her hand to, you know, remove mucus from her nose and just, you know,
nostrils and
all over her nose and everything, and next thing she used the hand to pack this stuff up, and I'm like, okay. And not to talk about other things that we just buy and was so much in a hurry because we don't have water or whatever to wash in that area, and we just, you know, munch on it and not knowing the germs, the bacteria and all of that we consume as human beings, and then you complain, how am I falling sick? I did not do this, I did not do that, and it just calls for more, you know, being careful as regards what we actually put in our body as human beings.
Yeah. So if you're buying carrot, cabbage, you're buying cucumber, you know, those things when you're buying the marketplace,
or cherry,
try to wash, you know, try to wash very well.
And using your handkerchief or tissue to clean it is not enough, because that's not going to, you know, get rid of the bacteria on that item.
So we just want to tell you that, and just in the spirit of staying healthy, as we said, today is World Malaria Day. I hope you know that Nigeria has the highest burden of malaria in the world. That's one thing I wanted to know, and I may just be giving you some statistics about it before we jump into our political issue this morning. So Nigeria is really having a very heavy burden of malaria because today is 25th of April 2023. Every year on April 25, countries and organizations all around the globe celebrate World Malaria Day, with the World Health Organization choosing a theme for each year's event. This year's theme is Time to Deliver Zero Malaria: Invest, Innovate, Implement. So let me quickly go into the stats here. The latest World Malaria Report shows that WHO Africa region bears a high percentage of the global malaria burden, with Nigeria having the highest burden in the world. In 2022, the Africa region was home to approximately 95% of all malaria cases, 96% of deaths, with children under the age of 5 accounting for 80% of all malaria deaths. 4 African countries, including Nigeria, accounted for over half of all malaria deaths worldwide. Nigeria alone accounted for 31.3% of global malaria deaths, followed by DR Congo, 12.6%, and Tanzania, 4.1%, while Niger 3.9%. In Nigeria, malaria remains a significant public health challenge with an estimated 97 million cases. So this challenge will give us 300,000 deaths annually, 300,000 deaths of malaria annually. In line with World Malaria Day in 2023, it is crucial to assess where we are and what we can do to accelerate progress towards a malaria-free Nigeria. All of this you could do for yourself is use treated insecticide mosquito nets and keep your children away from mosquitoes.
I mean, just preventing you and yours from mosquito. And, you know, that was actually one of the focus of WHO, especially in raising awareness about the need to actually implement the tools and strategies that we have in preventing the mosquito bite and, of course, malaria generally.
So we're live on Facebook. You can make comments on some of these issues right now. We'd like to hear from you. You can also call us. But let's get to the political issues that we have. Yeah, so I'll start from you.
Okay, I'd like for us to actually start from Adamawa State. I mean, this is an issue that has been going on for a couple of days, if you would like. And it started when we had the governorship election in Adamawa State, and the Resident Electoral Commissioner, that is the REC, you know, usurped the power that he had and, you know, declared the APC governorship candidate in person of Binani as the winner of the governorship election even before the collation was done. And later on, the collation actually continued, and Ahmadu Fintiri was actually declared as the rightfully elected governor in the state. And of course, a lot of development have trailed that, the IGP calling for to make sure that this is made to, you know, pay the consequences for his action, among other different people, you know, calling for this guy being made to face the law. But then there's this news making the headlines this morning from the Punch newspaper saying that Adamawa lawyers, CSOs demand overhaul of police and the DSS. You know, following the electoral heist that happened, which led to the legal declaration that I just talked about, some eminent Nigerians have called for the overhauling of the Nigeria Police Force as well as the DSS. And while many Nigerians actually called for the disgraced REC's prosecution, they also faulted the role of the police and the DSS, both of whom provided security for Ari when he went about his illegal duty in the northeastern state of Adamawa. And, you know, human rights activist and constitutional lawyer Mike Ozekome is part of people that actually made this call, and he lamented the role that DSS played in aiding Ari. And, you know, that has led to the question of, yes, there were security officers at that particular location, but was it really their responsibility to have stopped the illegal activity of the REC? Because let's break it down.
The police?
The police, yeah, the security outfit, the police, the DSS, and people that were there. Because there's that report of about 3 or 4 of the head of security outfit, I'm not sure whether it's police or DSS, that's what I mean, security outfit, were actually at the back of Ari when he was making the illegal declaration.
If you saw the video?
Yes, I did.
There were 2 police officers beside him.
Okay.
There were 2, and that one of them was the CP, the Commissioner of Police in that state, was there with him on that to
be honest, I was more focused on the drama that was going on with him and the people at his front than the uniform that the security people were wearing. So
some school of thought had said that the security provided a cover for him to carry out that coup, because it's been referred to as coup. You know, I've called him reckless wreck actually, but it was a coup to undermine the will of the people in that state. And so, how come a police officer was standing right beside or sitting down right beside him, and he was making such announcement?
The question that I have for that particular scenario is, was it the duty of the police officer to have stopped what he was doing? And what should he have done to actually stop him from making such declaration?
When a police officer sees law being broken, what should he do? If a police officer saw his work, let's say, let me use this scenario. Let's even say he's not on duty. and he's walking by the road and he sees a girl being waylaid or bitten by a young man, what should the police officer, let's say even in uniform, but not on duty or he was going to resume, and then he saw that happening, what should he have done?
Of course, he has to get the person arrested.
Okay, I am not even a lawyer, but my mere watching that video, I saw that this man was doing something wrong.
Of course he was, but the question that I have is he under the coverage of INEC or under the coverage of the Nigeria Police Force? Because the provision of the Electoral Act made for the returning officer to be the one to make such declaration.
That's the law.
And the REC did that.
That's against the law.
And the REC being called to order, because there's a part of the Constitution that actually made us understand the fact that despite all he did, even the chairman of INEC can only recommend him being suspended and all of that. That's
about him being sacked or whatever.
I'm saying that he's answerable to INEC.
He is answerable to INEC. He's also answerable to the president. So are we saying
that in that instance the police force could have actually,
Okay, if you have seen the video, you saw the party officials, the party agents were saying, don't do this.
Yeah.
Don't make this announcement. It's not in your place to do this.
You're even trying to use the religious card to make him sit down.
You are fasting. Fear God, fear Allah, and the rest. The police officer could have mediated in that place and stopped them and say, okay, let's stop this thing and let's sit down, all of us, let's be calm. He's a police officer. They just sat down there watching him. And when he stood up, they stood up with him and they walked away from that together.
That scenario has definitely brought up another set of theory, which is how people are saying that maybe the act was really sponsored. Because for people of such high ranking, when it comes to the NPF, to have been in that location, they must have been there as a result of a certain power making them to be there. So
you can follow what this day newspaper said 2 days ago. Who sponsored electoral coup in Adamawa? We should be asking the question, I mean, why? I asked the question on Thursday last week. What was the motivation for Ari to carry out such, an announcement? What motivated him? Is it love of the country? Is it that they had collected the 2 billion naira purportedly? That's one area. We should be asking question. Number 2 that I'm miffed about is that he's said to be nowhere to be found.
There's another report of him being a fugitive.
How? We saw pictures of him, I don't know whether that is true, approaching a private jet. How would he do that and then he escaped? We may not find him.
He appears like he has some powerful backing, but the question is, what and who are these powerful backing?
So let me give another twist to it. Why would Aishatu Binani, why would she give that acceptance speech? Why? It's a question.
And then come back days later to say that politics is not a do or die.
That she's not desperate.
And, she's open to democracy and all of that.
So it's a question we should be asking. And if this goes just the way the others had gone, then Nigeria is not serious about electoral purity or electoral sanctity. If this should just go away that way, if we do not find people to be sanctioned,
to be held accountable for their actions.
Yes, including INEC officers who are involved, security agencies who are involved. If there are party people who are equally involved in this matter, all of them should be answering questions.
Yeah, we can say that the INEC has made the first right move by making sure that his declaration was made null and void. But it shouldn't stop there.
You see, INEC has been infiltrated. INEC's rank has been infiltrated. So INEC would need to check again the kind of people that are working with them. It's not just about Ari. Ari wouldn't have done it all by himself. There are people who have been compromised. See, if we do not deal with this, we are simply just making lip service onto electoral sanctity in Nigeria. We're just joking with a play.
But then I can't but think about how it is still the same Nigeria where we had a Supreme Court order that was, gone against by the presidency itself. And, it definitely goes back to the question of how sure are we that this is not going to be another issue that will be swept under the carpet? Where we say, investigation has been launched. But then what's up with the investigation? What's the update? What's the verdict? What is the prices that this man has to pay for such action?
So, see, we're taking a break, but I'm worried that Nigeria may not find a solution to this problem. That's what I'm worried about.
I share your worry, actually.
We'll take a break and return in a moment. Stay with us.
Here you go, dear.
Mom, you didn't add milk.
No need to. Taste it and see why.
Wow, but how?
Is it milky?
Very.
Is it creamy?
Yes.
That's Milo 3-in-1 milky and creamy for you. It's so milky. I don't need to add more milk.
I love it, Mommy.
Give your kids the new Milo 3-in-1, milky and creamy. It's truly milky. It contains calcium to help your champ win every day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo! Mommy, see! I found Daddy's will with a letter addressed to me.
Really?
Dear son, by the time you read this, I would have been long gone. Just know that I have taken care of your education with Cornerstone Children Education Fund. Daddy!
Yes, my dear.
I read your letter.
It's okay. You are meant to read the letter after I have died, not now.
Daddy, it's good to have a father that takes care of his children's future.
With Cornerstone Children Education Fund, I will always be there.
Oh, yes. Invest in Cornerstone Children Education Fund and enjoy an interest-yielding savings investment plan that doubles as a life insurance policy for your children's education and attractive interest rate. The policy can be used as collateral and serve as a life cover. Visit cornerstone.com.ng. Cornerstone, the future assured.
For this Naija wey we dey so, say you no hold cash no mean say wahala dey o. You wan send money to Male for Villa, just use Momo. You wan buy recharge card or data plus jollificate 15% bonus when you recharge, just use Momo. You wan pay for market wey you buy, just use Momo. You fit use Momo run plenty things without cash. As long as you get Momo account, no cash, no wahala. And e dey easy to open o. Just dial *671# to open Momo account o. Set your PIN, transfer money from your bank account or inside your Momo account to make you fit dey pay for anything, send and receive money sharp because life dey simple with Momo. You go jollificate 15% bonus anytime you recharge with Momo.
For the taste that bites, choose Devon Kings.
Over 11 million naira cash prize and airtime wey dem value reach 25 million naira full ground for win inside the Devon Kings Mega Millionaire promo. To enter, just buy 1 litre or 2 litre bottle of Devon Kings oil wey carry the Mega Millionaire promo label for body. Scratch the panel to see the kpangba pin wey e carry. Make you text Kings, give space, then type your pin. Send am go 8011. Remember to type Kings, space, type your pin, then send am go 8011. You fit win airtime sharply.